Hello. Oh, there we go. Audio's back on. There we go. I don't think the audio is working. Can you hear me okay? Good morning. Good morning. Let me know if you can hear me. My mic was not plugged in there, so I see the thing on OBS jumping around, so it must be working. Hey, good morning, Maria, Hustler, Lennon, Calvin, Prima, Internetta. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly. All right, let's look at the Nasdaq. Oh man, this thing is taking people for a ride, isn't it? Should we start the daily? Daily. Hey, Verinder. So you can call me, I think we should go with Chris. I think Chris will be good with this. It's not Kit. Some people call me Kit, but Chris is also good. Let's just go with Chris. Keep it at that. That's easy. And my real name's Christopher. So some people call me Chris. When I was a kid, people used to call me Kit. So, but Chris is good. Let's go with Chris on this thing. Let's see here. Daily. It's interesting. More in SW Blaze. We've got, let's see here. No, you're good, Verinder. You're good. It's not a common name. When I meet people, they're always like, Kent, Kip, what's your name? I might just go with Chris. Just go with Chris. It's good. So look at the daily. This, I talk about this down channel thing a lot. I almost thought I should delete this downtrend line, but I'm going to leave it up here because I think price still is reacting to it. We came all the way down through it yesterday. Yesterday was a crazy day. I think a lot of people got burned. Poking through here, and then price just came right back up, and we've come up now to the top of this trend line. I'm not sure how valid it is. I'm not sure price is going to respect it or not. We've come right up to it. We're pushing down off of it. So that's just something interesting to note. Maybe we've come up to an area of resistance. However, I'm not sure. We can also see here on the 60-minute that we're up at the top of the band on the 1 hour. So I think the move up for right now is done. I would not be looking to buy this pullback because we are coming into an area of resistance, this trend line, plus the upper part of the band on the weekly volume profile. It's Friday, so the weekly volume profile is really going to come into play today. Let me take a peek just at the 4 hour before we jump over to the 60-minute. We can see here on the 4 hour that we're pinning through that upper trend line. Will the top of the band on the 4 hour be some another area of resistance that price can get sucked into? I'm not sure. We do see here we've got some an area of resistance where price has bounced off of a few times. We've got 1, 2, 3 maybe areas that it's pushed off of. We're now coming back into that zone. It's not a clear level. It's kind of a gray area that we've come down from before. It would be interesting to see how this 4 hour candle closes in 45 minutes. If we get, a pin through this and then, something like this would be an interesting candle, red in there. Oh, look at my drawing. That looks surprisingly good for a mouse. Something like that, that would be a pretty bearish sign for me. And then you could maybe short a break of the support in the 20 SMA and see if it wants to move down again. The alternative is on the open, price breaks pre-market highs, and then I think it would target up here at 14,300 level. So what I'm going to do is mark out that upper band up here. This band, you can even see it here. It's kind of twitching up and down as price moves. So this is just kind of a general area for me that when price moves up here, I'm going to see it, see what it wants to do. Let's see. Let's move over to the 60-minute. see what's going on the weekly volume profile. Oh, the other thing I will say, and I forgot to mention this, is we did have more CPI numbers come out this morning, more inflation numbers. They were better than expected. Personal consumption expenditures, CPI, price changes, blah, blah, blah. This kind of, if you click on it, it tells you what it is. Basically, it's just an inflation number. I think it does not include food and something else. So, but anyways, it printed green, beat consensus, which means inflation is on the rise, which I think everybody knew, but this just confirms that. And it's another number that might send some shock waves through certain inflation-related products, which the Nasdaq is. So, I see this big move up. We can come back to the hourly now. We are at this point of resistance on the weekly. I mean, if we look at this as a weekly volume profile, this is up at the top of the weekly highs. This is what we're looking at the 4-hour. There's no volume up here at all. This red line is the top band on the 4-hour. So for me, this looks, I've been saying it all week, it looks like a short, even though, this was yesterday, which was pretty incredible, based on Russia. I remember coming in yesterday morning, pre-market, looking at this consolidation, thinking for sure we were dropping down here. And we just came up, and I think a lot of people got burned on that. I think that this is my big trade yesterday. It was right here. Actually, yeah, maybe it wasn't. And I got out right at the bottom, just right at the bottom. If you haven't seen that video, that's yesterday's video that I did after the live stream. I got it right at the bottom of that 5-minute Bollinger Band, and then price just ripped up after that. And I saw this last night when I was looking at prices. I think right here around 8 o'clock Central Time, right after Tokyo market opened. And I thought it looked like we were about ready to come back down again, particularly because all this stuff in Russia, the news in Ukraine was looking like there was a ground invasion. And it looked like this was going to be a bigger deal than just taking those two regions. But what has price done? Price has broken yesterday's high in pre-market, and we've come up, which is a really bullish sign. So I feel like the fundamentals should push this thing down. You've got everything that's going on with Ukraine. We've got the inflation. We're up here at the top of, and then the technical. This is a technical, not fundamental. We're up at the weekly highs. I feel like that this thing should want to come down. And I think a lot of people felt like that yesterday. And they're like, why isn't this thing falling down? And it just kept coming up. So, price is going to do what it wants to do. We look over here on the 500 volume, which is just going to take a look at a couple things on this chart. Delta's way positive, positive 3,000. Positive on the day. Let me look at the other indices real quick. I'm sure they're all positive. All positive, yeah. 0.75% to 0.75%. All positive on the other ones too. And we're above VWAP, not crazy above it. Price may come down here in pre-market in the next 10 minutes. I don't know. But all of these are bullish signs. So what I would probably be looking to do today is wait for all these signs to start turning bearish, meaning we get bearish price structure. Maybe we break VWAP, we start moving lower. I get bearish delta movement, and this starts getting chipped away at. I don't know if I'm going to wait for it to go completely red before I jump in a short, or I'm just going to wait for that to start going down, moving the other way. I'd be really hesitant to take a long on it, but I don't know. If you took a long yesterday on it, you would have killed it. So if you were looking to take a long, you could just draw this little counter trend line on a 1 minute and wait for this thing to break, and wait for it to break and then pop up into here. I do still have my Williams percent range up on the 1 minute, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but sometimes when market's trending, in one way and you're trying to find an entry. So like, let's say this thing was a real bullish move up and I knew, it's like it's going up, but you're having a hard time trying to find an entry. Sometimes, sorry, I just hit the mic. Sometimes what you can do is just wait for it to become oversold on the Williams percent range, like down here. And then this would be like your entry price. Or maybe this would be a better example. You've got a trend line down, we become oversold, you buy the break of the trend line, and that's when you take it up. But that only works during certain times, I find. It actually works pretty well at the Tokyo Open. I used to trade the Tokyo market at night, and that was one of my strategies I used when I first started trading, was waiting for a trend to develop in the Tokyo market, and then waiting for an overbought or oversold condition to enter. And then I would just scalp it. My strategy was I would get in at the bottom of the band. So if I got in, where was I before? Man, I don't know where I just was showing that example. Oh, over here. I would get in down here, like on this little doji. I don't know if that is even coming through or not. But I would wait for it to hit the bottom of the band, or even over here, I guess. It would be oversold, hit the bottom of the band, and then my take profit would be at the top of the band in an oversold condition if I was bullish on it. If like the Tokyo market opened and I saw this, I would wait for it to become oversold and then boom, buy it on the way up. And that was just one thing I did for a little bit, but I stopped doing it because it doesn't work all the time. It works sometimes, and I don't know what the 1% rate was on it. But it was really frustrating to take a loss and then, have to wait till the next morning to trade again, or come in the morning and have a negative number up on your P&L, and start the morning like that. So I just stopped doing trading at night. And then, you're up trading till, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning or something. That's just not healthy. So yeah. I mean, this looks like a buy. I mean, look at it. Pull back down. Delta's flat. Counter trend line. Break the counter trend line. You got 15 points right there, right up to here. I'm not taking it though. It's dangerous to trade pre-market. Dangerous to trade pre-market. Price does not follow what it wants to do. So we got 6 minutes here. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, I do. So like yesterday I did a trade, Lennon. I did a trade yesterday at like 11 o'clock. And a lot of that's just because the news, the news is going on. The market's moving. If there was no news, I would not trade after 10:30. But because of what was going on with Ukraine, and I had a bearish bias on the thing all day. And then I finally saw that 5-minute trend break. And I thought, okay, here we go. We're going to get that bearish move to the downside. I really thought we were going to get a big rotation down again. I mean, I thought this thing was going to come down, and I got out when I did, just because I'm more of a scalper. And I'm glad I didn't try to hold on to it. So, but yeah, sometimes I'll trade like, yeah, it depends. I usually have the charts up, and I come and take a peek and see what's going on. But again, it's just based on news. I feel like the Ukraine thing and the inflation stuff, I feel like the market's really moving. I mean, our ATR yesterday was like at 60. I mean, that's some good volatility, and you want to take advantage of it because it's not going to happen all the time. Getting those big news events that really drive price. Take advantage of those opportunities. Yeah, I posted that indicator yesterday. You know what I just realized is I didn't put that in that video that I did about my chart setups. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here, I'll send you the link so you can download it. It's a free indicator. Here you go. Yeah, I forgot to add that. I forgot that this was a third-party indicator. It's not part of NinjaTrader's suite package of indicators. So, hey Vernon, morning, buddy. I was checking out your videos last night, Vernon. You're trading really well, man. I like your they're very satisfying videos to watch. I like how that music and then the price just cuts through your take profit. I love it. My trading never feels that smooth. Trading always feels, I don't know, choppy. So we got about 3 minutes. I think I'm going to go fill up my coffee and then try to get back here at my desk before market opens. So I'll be back in about 2 minutes. Give me 1 sec. Oh, missed the market open there. All right, so market just opened. Pushing down. I'm not gonna. You can see Delta here has not moved lower. It's still just trying to figure itself out. Could see a possible buy up here at 17 again, but I'm not bullish on it. I can't bring myself to buy it. I just can't do it. Ugh. See, a little support area here on Delta. Kind of moving through that. So let's see where it might find some support, or at least, well, it's coming right now down to VWAP. There's VWAP down there at 905. May get sucked into that, but as soon as I decide to jump in on it, it's gonna go like that. I guarantee it. See, look at this. This looks like a buy. You see Delta coming up, price slowing down, Delta moving up. Best thing to do with this is just sit on your hands and let an opportunity to develop. It's got some support down there at 71, I think, on the 20 SMA. this weekly point of control I have found does really come into play on Fridays. I've seen price explode down, touch it, and then just absolutely explode away from it. So I think this area down here at 13,875-ish down to 13,850, that area may provide something for it. Yeah, Vernon, I'm always trying to figure out ways to improve the channel. It's pretty, I mean, I just threw this channel together like one day, just a random day. I was like, oh, just start recording some trades and putting them up there. Really, I just started recording them for myself just so I could review them. So my branding, my art design, even this silly bear guy, I'm not really sold on any of it. I think I need an overhaul, channel overhaul. Maybe when I hit, if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a channel overhaul. Maybe pay somebody to come in here and do something a little better. But you know, you kind of get into your ways of doing things, and it's just becomes kind of easy, albeit a little on the cheap side. All right, let's get some movement up here. We can draw this trend line. Delta's coming up. I probably wouldn't be bullish on it until we got all the way up here around 14,030. That would just be the break of this 20 SMA, and then maybe you'd see a move back up. Got this little trend line thing going on here. It's coming up to. You now see Delta moving higher, very bullish sign. How high Delta's going, aggressive buying coming in. This looks like bullish. Take a peek at the 500 tick chart, which I haven't looked at this morning, just to look at the overnight volume profile. This is an extended trading hours volume profile. You would think that price would want to maybe come back in here. Pretty bullish candle there on the. We're going to break this and then move up here. I don't know. 1634. My problem is we got the top of the 1 minute band right here. So I don't know how much gas it's going to have. That's at 34. Plus we have this at 30. I can see this coming up, spiking through the 20 SMA and then coming back down. Price made a new high. Delta, however, did not make a new high. Still waiting. Point of control coming in up here. It's eyeing this short right here at 72. Watching Delta down here. Delta's not really budging with that, is it? Delta's dropping. No reason to freak out on this trade. Delta's still dropping. Try to get at that 50 level. There we go. 415.01 contract. You just see Delta here moving lower and lower and lower. No reason to freak out on this little pushback up. Although the Nasdaq moves so quickly, this thing could have come up here. And that's one of the reasons I don't have the stop on that anymore. It also looks silly. Like whenever I move my stop, like I would have put it up here, just out of the way. Sorry, out of the way. You know, way up here at the top, out of the way, and then it looks like that's really the loss that I would be willing to take on it, and it's not. It's just to move it out of the way, and then I'm watching Delta down here to find my exit. Doot, doot, doot. So watching it. Dow is up. Dow is up. Let's look at the other indices. ES is up. Dow's up. Nasdaq is the only thing that's really lagging here, and that's probably because of the inflation stuff. So, other indices are up. Got positive delta on this thing. We're green on the day on this. Just doing a quick peek over at the other ones to see what they're doing. I don't know. Look at the Dow. We can look at the Dow here on the daily. See yesterday's candle right there. I mean, obviously in a bearish structure here, right? Where's my pen? Pen. Bearish structure, obviously. Down channel. But news that should have sent it down. It's not crashed it completely. I mean, maybe it comes up to this area. I don't trade the Dow. I just look at it. I mean, I want to see what overall markets are doing. Oh, other thing is I've got an appointment at 10 o'clock this morning, so I'm gonna have to exit well in advance of that. 10 a.m. Central Time. Central Time. And that's probably for the best on a Friday. Vernon does do a great job. I love watching Vernon's videos. He is much more, oh, how do I want to put it? It just seems way more calm than mine. I've got all this stuff going up. This is kind of like how my brain works, I think. It's just, Vernon's videos are super clean, nice dark, dark theme on the Ninja Trader, cool music. You can just sit there and watch those things. I thought about changing this to a dark layout, and I'm old school, man. I'm old school. I've always traded on these white backgrounds. I'm not that old school, but I don't feel like messing with something that's been working for me. What's the 4 p.m. news? I don't know what the 4 p.m. news is, Maria. Oh, the Michigan consumer sentiment? Maybe. Thank you for pointing that out. I'm just seeing that here now. My eyes were so focused on the inflation data. I didn't even see Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 9 in 18 minutes. Yeah, that's a good call there. Thank you. That's a really good call. Michigan consumer sentiment isn't a market mover. You're not going to see price really, markets really react to it, but you do see when it gets released, prices spike around it. So they typically spike, and so if you're in a position, it's easy to get stopped out without knowing what's going on. You're like, why did price just move 50 points or 30 points against me for no reason? So that comes out at in 17 minutes now. Yeah, Calvin, maybe I'll try it, man. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe this weekend I'll mess with some of these settings to make it dark. Then I'll have like a horrible trading day on Monday and scrap the whole thing, but maybe not. So we're coming now down to this red level, which is the 20 SMA here on the 1 hour. Red level, red line. And I had marked that out here. I think that, the 20 SMA and this weekly point of control are going to be big areas for it. It looks like maybe it's going to want to push through. We are forming a bearish down channel. U.S. pending house sales. Yeah, everybody in my neighborhood's selling their house. Everybody's trying to catch the tail end of the housing market before it crashes. Not everybody in my neighborhood, more than usual, are anticipating putting their houses on the market this spring. Still, housing prices now are still very high. People are buying houses and cars for more than they're worth. This thing looks like it's going to want to push through this level. Two big bearish candles here on the 5-minute. Bouncing off that 20 SMA right at that red line we drew out. Below that, we have the point of control down at 850. Is there a top here that you could take? I wouldn't probably try to short the bottom. Only taking one trade this morning. A short up here, short. Right, that was a break of support. Price tried to make a move up, broke support, delta confirmation. We take the pop down to the 13,950 level. I think I got at 13,952. That was about 20 points. One contract. I'm only trading one contract on the live streams. Looking to short, you could just find this little. I would not be buying this, that's for sure. Like a delta is flat on this little move up. Delta is flat. This is not a buy. For me, price may want to pop up into this area and you may see delta explode, but right now I'm sitting on my hands. We just saw point of control coming in here. Buyers. Now we're seeing delta pop. Maybe this is a buy. Anybody long on this thing? Anybody short? Let's watch this thing. Pin through the 20 SMA. Break this trend line. That looks like kind of like a short if we were up higher, I think, but this is a little too low for me. Let's look on this. It's got more room on the overnight volume profile. They're shorted at 24. I don't know. I think we just need to wait for that number to come out at 9. I just see this, we do have this break of this trend line. We can see Delta now popping up. And we've got this LVN, VWAP, all this stuff down here. I mean, I don't feel like that. I feel like all of this could be support for it. Could you take a buy above 50? See if it wants to pop up here. Again, not a lot of meat on it. You know, price comes up, he gets a little touch. Trigger. I mean, that's just the way that I trade. And then it rolls back down on you. So it's pretty choppy in this. This looks pretty choppy to me. I want to wait for my opportunity. You're not always going to know what price is going to do. Yeah, Verinder. Yeah, I think this is going to be, I mean, you can see how hard this is pinning off that 870, that 20 SMA level. This candle's going to close in 10 minutes. You know, it's kind of squeezed in here. It's got the upper band up here and this. Caesar said it was ranging. You might be right. It might be ranging in this area. I don't think Michigan consumer sentiment is going to send it one way or the other, but you will see a price spike around it. And, you know, if I'm really looking at it, look on the hourly. You know, I probably won't be live streaming for this because this isn't going to happen for a little bit, but we get this breakdown here, possibly back down to the support area. This band would probably move up, and you would maybe see, you know, that move from 13,850 down to 13,750-ish. You know, there's 100 points right there. It doesn't look like a lot on the chart, but that's 100 points. I would imagine this band will pinch up by the time price is moving around here. And you'd see a little pocket there open up where you could maybe try to take, you know, I don't know if you could get the whole 100 points, but if you wanted to get 20, 30 points, or in my case, you know, 10, 20 points, that might be an interesting trade. I feel like this is going to be too choppy up in here. You know, my normal, you know, trade would be possibly, you know, break of the 20 SMA plus this resistance level, but you know, we've got the upper band up here on it. I mean, maybe it wants to push up and we start stretching that out. It just seems like it's kind of high. And with all the fundamentals going on, yeah, I don't know if I want to get chopped up in this thing. So I don't know. I'm just sitting on my hands here. Just sitting on my hands, talking to myself, talking to you guys. But my wife probably thinks I'm talking to myself. Delta dropping. You can see Delta down there dropping. I would take a short here. 6 months ago, me would have taken a short right here, trying to take that down to 20. Probably would have gotten it, maybe. Can now see point of control coming in down here, closer to this. It's just super choppy. This thing is, she's super supportive, Calvin, super supportive. Always has been, even when I first started, and it was not good in terms of the return. No, I haven't, Vernon. This is all super, not super secret, but you know, you don't want to. I'm not like too. I don't want to say braggy. It's something really to even be braggy. I'm just still learning. You know, I'm still trying to figure this out myself. So it's cool to have people interested in it. I didn't think I'd have anybody really particularly interested in it. And I also, you know how I don't want to say fragile, but I know, I've gotten accounts and I've blown accounts. I've gotten accounts and I've blown accounts. I've gotten accounts and I've blown accounts. So when, you see, like $5,000 days like yesterday, I know from experience that that can go away pretty quick. Don't get too cocky with it. This market will set you in check pretty fast. That 5,000 could be gone today within the next 15 minutes if I lose my if I don't stay grounded with it. So I don't really want people seeing, oh, I don't know if I want like close friends and family like seeing P&L numbers, because that can be kind of deceiving. It's all, you can just put a zero on the end of anything, trade minis or trade micros or, oh, speaking of that, I saw, who was it, Vernon, that you said, or somebody said that they were watching some guy like, um, somebody said they were watching, what's his name? Turnos Capital, or some guy that trades like 30, 50 contracts, 25, 30 contracts. Man, I watched that guy. That guy is, first of all, that guy's trading a sim 100%. There's no way that guy's trading that much capital. And if he is, he must have like inherited a bunch of money and is just like gonna blow Termos Capital. Thank you. Yeah. And that guy's just like inherited some money and he's gonna blow that in the next 2 weeks, which I shouldn't even laugh at 'cause it's not funny. But he has no idea what the fuck what is going on. I mean, I saw one of his videos. He's like, I made $2,500. Well, he made $2,500 trading 25 contracts on like a 2-point move. I mean, that's just insane. I mean, that thing could have gone against him in a heartbeat. I think I saw that too, that he said he was going to drop it down to 5. I mean, why is he trading that much size to begin with? So this looks like it may want to pop down here to 81, but this number is going to come out in 4 minutes, so I'm not going to take it. I just drew the support level here. I mean, I think it's got room down to 86-ish, which is like 20 points away. Which will be touching the bottom of that band again. It's somewhere down here, but with that number coming out, I don't even think he's even coaching. I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he really knows what he's doing. He's just kind of like, this looks like it's going to go down. I think I'm going to wait for a pullback and short it. And I guess that's like, basic trading. And maybe trading should be more basic lots of times. But the amount of size he's trading, I mean, that 25 contracts, he made $2,500. That's, $250 on 2 contracts. which is 12 points. Not 12 points, 12 ticks. Well, ticks is 2.5 points. It's nothing. I don't think that's healthy to tell people that that's how you can trade. Because the average person is going to be like, if someone does ever come up into, if the average person ever does come into that much money, they're gonna think that that's realistic and just blow up their money. So now we came down to that. We did break that level and pop down into here. Just chit chatting too much about this other guy. And again, I keep reminding myself I'm not trading until this number comes out at 9. So sitting here talking to myself, talking to you guys. Yeah, Vernon. I usually trade 2 contracts, but I'm kind of liking the 1 contract. There's the stress is a lot less. It's kind of like when I took a loss. I can't remember when I took a loss yesterday, the day before, maybe the day before, and then I peeked over because I don't have my P&L on this screen over here. I don't have my P&L. I can't see it, but I looked over at my other screen, looked at my P&L, and I only lost like $125 or something, $150, and I was like, oh, that's not too bad. And it was just like kind of like that psychological number, not number, but the psychologically didn't really affect me that much. And if I would have looked over and I lost $700, I know that's not the right math, but if I would have lost $700 on a trade, that stings more. It's harder to recover from that psychologically. So we're coming down to these levels now. So you can just see how price shot through that 20 SMA, that red line. Delta dropped on it. I suspect we're going to come down and hit this point of control, which is down here at 50. Well, it used to be, Vernon, it used to be when I first tried trading Nasdaq, you could get 1 contract with $500 margin, and they increased margin rates on it to 1,000. So the volatility in the Nasdaq has ticked up even within the last year that I've been trading it. A year and a half. I can't quite remember anymore. All right, so what was this number? The number would have come out. I don't see it released yet. Pending home sales are down. I see price moving lower. Michigan's consumer sentiment is better than expected. Let's see how price wants to react to these numbers. You can see even just price moving now a little bit quicker. Now we're moving down to that point of control. Is it going to move through it? I would suspect it'd be a pretty aggressive move. Right down to point of control, weekly point of control. Mm-hmm. Thinking about shorting the support. It just looks too bearish for me. Oh, price is still moving up a little bit. Ah. Still just kind of watching price action here. I suspect it's going to fall if it gets through this level. Ooh, do I want to take this or not? Very indecisive this morning. I'm just not seeing that aggressive selling that I like to see. So we had said maybe we're going to come down 800. Ah, lost it. Does that to me sometimes when I come down here and try to adjust the zoom. You hit the scroll bar and wipes you out. You can see here that point of control is now acting as a resistance. We've also got this little downtrend line, the 20 SMA there, popping up through it. Yeah, I didn't take that short just because I didn't see Delta really making. I would have liked to have seen Delta as price broke lower here. Delta also moved lower aggressively. I just didn't see it. It's not to say that we're not going to drop. But yeah, this would have stopped me out right there. Now we're through this trend line, kinda. Is this a bear trap? I'd be nervous if I would have taken this short down here. I would be closing out probably. I'm just not seeing that Delta movement that I like to see. I think it can go lower, Caesar. I've got 13,800 possibly. So one interesting thing is that come on, dude. Is that this is not showing up too well, but if I move this back up to where the 20 SMA is on the 1 hour up here, that's this red line. And then I'm gonna take this off. Getting too confusing. So right now we're just kind of squeezed in between 20 SMA on the 1 hour, and this is weekly point of control. This looks very bearish on the 1 minute. All the way down to 21. But I'm not seeing that delta going through on it. Down to 23. Ugh, it's only like 6 points. Hitting this little LVN plus the 20 SMA on the 1 hour. Big aggressive move up there. Oh, we forgot to look at our 4 hour candle. How did our ooh, look at our 4 hour candle, guys. Look at this 4 hour candle. Very bearish. Very bearish. Question is, how do you get in on it? You want to short the low? Probably not the best idea. So I thought if it was going to go, if it was going to really start ripping lower, I thought this candle would do it on the 1 minute. We got the news came out, push lower, move up, bearish candle on the 1 minute. You short the break of that price, but now price is moving higher. This red line again is a 20 SMA on the 1 hour. We come up to that. Now it's poking up back through that. Look at Delta coming through. Nothing for me to do here, guys. Now we're coming up to VWAP plus 20 SMA on the 1 minute. Watching Delta, watching my Delta. Delta's still positive on the day. What are the other indices doing? That might give me some guidance. Other indices are still very green. The only one that's not green is Nasdaq. Let's see. ES is up 0.6%. Dow's up almost 1%. Russell's up 0.2%. God, if we break 15, I'm probably going to move back up here. I can't bring myself to take a long out of those guys. This 4-hour bearish candle, fundamentals. I just feel like maybe like we get another move at like 11 o'clock, this thing moving down. Boom, Delta just came through on that. This may be the sign, guys, that I need to call it a day. Now, anyway. Right here. I think we're gonna pop. I think we're gonna pop at 15.25. We've got this downtrend line. I don't know how valid that is, to be honest with you. We've spiked through it several times. Look at Delta. Delta. Where's my pen? Come here, pen. Boom, boom, boom. Delta. Delta's all the way up here. Look what price was when Delta was up there last time. My bearish bias, again, is not suiting me well. Up through VWAP. Yeah, that break of 15. It's got probably room up to 50 now, I would suspect. 40 at least. But we're in a bearish down channel. That's also interesting that we're you know, on the hourly, obviously, and kind of an up thing. But on the 5-minute, we're on a down channel. Does that mean that you trade the break of this down channel? We're now kind of coming up to that trend line there on the 1-minute. I don't know, guys. That might be it for me today. How you guys doing out there? Anybody got any good trades? So one thing I've got a lot of people asking me about Apex and all the other trading things. I'm super cautious to promote or recommend any of these to anybody because I don't know if they're, you know, what's going on. So I don't want to tell you like I can tell you I did the evaluation thing because it's kind of fun and it's like, you know, you get a tune in each day to see how the evaluation is going. But my overall feeling about these evaluation prop trading accounts is that they're not real prop trading firms, and you know, they use their own. Look at this thing popping. Should have got in on that. They use the money that they're receiving from people doing the evaluations to do the payouts. So, you know, I don't want to tell people this is legit, go for it, blah, blah, blah. And then it turns out not to be legit or something happens and then it comes back to me as I promoted it. And so, you know, you just kind of want to do your own research. I've got several accounts, several funded accounts. I've got another one now with One Up Trader. So, and I've got my own money as well. So just want to, you know, I don't really want to promote anyone over the other or have something, you know, just fall through for somebody. So this thing's ripping up. I suspect though everything that I've heard about Apex is totally legit. The one thing, they have a withdrawal limit each month for the first 2 months. You can only pull out $2,000. They, you know, most of these have that rule, and that is specifically designed because they feel like you're not going to be able to hold that account for longer than 4 months. And they can probably pay you $2,000 each month. So everyone that I know has gotten their $2,000 payouts, and I'm sure you're not going to have any problem with that. I don't know, and including myself, because I haven't had the account that long, known about larger payouts. And so I don't want to make any, you know, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up or do anything like that. The one that I will say I think is the most legit out of all of them is probably Top Step. They've got just a larger brand, a larger company, I feel like, than the other ones, and they've got probably more skin in the game. They've got real people like doing the videos, like the people, they put their faces out there. The other ones are kind of hidden behind, websites and that stuff. Another one contact. I mean, there seems like there's a ton of them that are popping up. I had one email me the other day, tick trading or something like that, and then I found another one just out of the blue. I can't remember what it was called. I heard You Profit, and again, I don't want to get into it. Like, you can do your own research on which ones you like. I like OneUp because they pay your data fees. There's nothing worse, like just from my experience, when you pass one of those things, and then you've got to pay like another $125 to get your data fee. You're kind of like, come on, man. And then you blow up your account, 2 weeks later, and you've got to do the reset and everything like that. I kind of like OneUp how they pay your data fees. This thing's coming down now off of that trend line. They pay your data fees, so you don't have to worry about that right off the bat. You can just kind of trade instead of having to whip out your credit card again to make another payment. But I definitely do not want to give out any advice or lead people down the wrong road with this stuff. Anyways, that's my little rant about that. Still watching this thing. Yeah, that's right. And it's better to blow up these right, exactly. I mean, it's almost like better to blow up the evaluation account. Yeah, Keith, you're right. You are paying them just a sim trade. You actually, if you read the fine print in the contracts, it says you're sim trading and that they may move you over to a live account. So my thing has been take your minimum withdrawals and put it into your own account and then trade your own money. And that's kind of been my strategy. There's also clauses in there that say that they can close your account at any time and give you whatever payout they want. So, read the fine print. I think that if you made 150K in an account in over 4 months, the odds of you getting that payout would be not great. So it's good. I like using them as practice, but if you ever get real serious, they're not real prop trading firms. But it's good practice, right? It's like you're trading, you pay, the Lilu Express or whatever is like $75. You get free data with that, and you're trading for, a goal. You hit your goal, and then it feels good to hit your, and you trade by some rules, and I think they're good practice for people. But if you ever get really serious about it, you probably want to have your own account. So I'm looking at this thing now. I've got to get off here in 14 minutes. I have to be off at 9:30 anyway. But just to look at this looks really bearish, right? Come up to this trend line, hit the trend line, broke lower on the 5-minute. I should blow that up. Broke lower on the 5-minute. My concern with that pullback down is we don't have Delta moving lower. Really, Delta's still holding pretty bullish structure. And there's not a lot of meat left here on the volume profile. It's come right down to the value area low, and LVN right here. I can totally see this thing trying to move up, but there's not a lot of meat. I mean, your buy would be the break of the trend line, break of this resistance area, but then the 20 SMA is probably going to be your target. We're right up at value area high on it. Yeah, I could go in real money. I could go in all day about these evaluation things. They are all pretty much Ponzi schemes, and I don't want to talk trash about them too much because I think they do serve a purpose for people. And they certainly were helpful for me in my trading. If I would have kept putting $5 grand into an account I would have lost 100K over the last year or something. All the accounts I've blown up. So it teaches you how to trade. You trade, you lose the account. Yeah, you lost, $100. It's such a small amount when you talk about the overall potential of learning how to do this correctly. So again, this is what I was just talking. Sorry, I'm going to go back to the chart. It seems like we're bouncing off that value area low. I suspect, maybe one wants to pop up. Delta is not moving lower. This looks super bearish, obviously, but Delta's not coming through on that. This just looks really choppy. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I think they serve a purpose. Like you should, I would encourage people, if you're just starting out trading, sign up for one and trade by some rules. And practice good risk management, and you'll probably fail it a few times. Set aside, I don't know, $500, and get the 50K challenge. I think Apex always has like coupons going on. If you look at Canadian Futures Trader, he often has coupon codes on his website where you can get like 50% off Apex. Go on there, pay $75. You put $500 aside, you pay $75. Give yourself 6-7 opportunities to try to pass one. You blow the $500, save up the $500 again, and try it again, and just keep getting better at it, and try to find your strategies for doing it. And if you pass it, that's great. Maybe you make $2,000 in the first month, and you pull out that $2,000. The alternative is you put real money into an account, and you're pretty much guaranteed, if it's your first time trading, to blow that account. So I think they definitely serve a purpose for people. And is it a long-term growth opportunity for you to become part of a prop trading firm and trading massive size? No, it's just not. It's educational purposes only. And they even say that, it's educational purposes only. There was a lawsuit in Canada with one of these prop firms. This one was a Forex one, and they had to admit in court basically that this is all just educational. Everybody's trading on a sim, and the money that they're paying people out with is coming from people who are paying to do the evaluations. So I don't want to burst anybody's bubble who's super excited about becoming part of a prop firm, but you need to see it as education, I think. We're always trying to learn, do this better. I keep moving this red line. It's 20 SMA. I don't know, guys. This is just too choppy for me. I'm gonna take off. I'm cool with 415 on one contract for the day. Like I said, I got to be somewhere at 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna get off at 9:30 no matter what. And I may look at this thing when I come back at like 11:30, maybe to see if we get an afternoon push to the downside before the weekend. But I mean, you can see all these levels I've drawn out here on my hourly. I mean, this is all just choppy. Any one of these, either any one of these could send this thing back down, and either one of these could send this thing back up. So I'm gonna call it a day. Yeah. So thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. I'll be back on Monday doing another live stream. Maybe I'll get the courage to go 2 full contracts, crazy 2 contracts next week at some point. I'm only trading 1 contract today. So we're just at 415. That would have been 8:30 on my normal size, but we'll see. Maybe some news will come out over the weekend that'll send this one way or the other. But right now it's looking pretty choppy for me. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I mean, I really, really genuinely appreciate it. You guys tuning in and getting the chat going, and anything else. If anybody wants, I don't know, any indicators or links to stuff or just general advice, I've got my emails in the about section of the channel, and you can shoot me an email, and I'll try to help as best I can. I'm not a professional expert. I've just been doing this a while, and I've probably made all the mistakes in the book, and I'd be happy to try to help you avoid those mistakes. So we can see here popping up to this level. It's probably going to push down, maybe pop up to this value area low up here, 20 SMA. But Delta's moving higher, so I don't really want to short it up at this level. So Yeah, guys. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you guys on Monday, 8:10 a.m. Central Time. Have a great weekend wherever you are. Appreciate you tuning in. Okay, guys. I'll see you.